Hello students and good morning to you all. So today's topic is variation. So today's class is especially for class 10. The topic is variation. Page number is 197. This is exercise 13 from the same book Ganit Prakash for class 10 from the book West Bengal Board of Secondary Education. Okay. So let's do this question number 16. In the last online class also we were doing the same number, that is very short answer type question. So in that class we did multiple choice question and let us write true or false for the given statements, right? So today we'll do number C, that is let us fill in the blanks. 16 number C, very short answer type question. Here each question carries 1 mark. So number C, let us fill in the blank. If number 1, if x is proportional to 1 upon y and y proportional to 1 upon z, then x proportional to dash. You have to fill in the blanks, right? So now let's do the solution here. What is given here? Here given is x proportional to 1 upon y. Now you have to change this proportional sign into equality sign. Or this is x is equal to k into 1 upon y. So here where k is a constant of variation, where k is a constant of variation. Is that clear? So now let us simplify it. So let us cross multiply it. So what do we get? That is xy is equal to k. Now let us get the value for y. Y is equal to, this is k upon x. Is that clear? Now again what is given out here? Again it is given y is proportional to 1 upon z. So here also you change this proportional sign into equality sign, or y is equal to m into 1 by z, where m is a what is m? M is a constant of variation, where m is a constant of variation. Is that clear now? So now in this case or you can put the value for y, because you have to get the relation between x and some variables will be there. Okay, so what is the value for y in this case? It is k by x. K by x is equal to m upon z. Is that clear? So now let us use invertendo. Invert both the sides. What do we get? X upon k is equal to z upon m. Or you can write x is equal to k upon m into z. That is, what is the value for x? That is, x is equal to k upon m into z. So now what are these k and m? What is k by m? That is also constant, because both k and m are constant in this case. So k upon m is also constant, right? Now this is equal to constant can be replaced by proportional sign. That is, x is proportional to z. That is, x is in direct variation with z, right? So here in the fill in the blanks, here you can write z. That is, x is proportional to z. So that is the answer. So I think you have understood it. You can copy it. So if x is proportional to 1 upon y and y is proportional to 1 upon z, then x is proportional to z. That is, x and z are in direct variation. So this is the answer. So you can copy it. Now we'll do the next question, that is question number 2. So now let's do question number 2. Number 2 is, if x is proportional to y, then x to the power n is proportional to dash. You have to fill in the blanks here also. So now here it is given that x proportional to y. So let us convert this proportional sign into equality. You have to multiply this right hand side by a constant k. So or x is equal to k into y. So within bracket you write, where k is a constant of variation. where k is a constant of variation. ठीक sir? त हामीले यहाँ के गर्यौं प्रोपोर्सनल साइनलाई इज इक्वल टु मा लग्यौं त इज इक्वल टु मा लाँदा फेरि राइट साइडलाई चाहिँ हामीले k ले मल्टिप्लाई गर्नुपर्छ त x इज इक्वल टु k इन्टु y अब के भन्दैछ यहाँ x टु द पावर n प्रोपोर्सनल टु व्हाट दैट इज यू हैव टु फिल इन द ब्लैंक्स राइट नाउ अब यो x को पावर चाहिँ के हुनु पर्यो n x को पावर n left hand side should be raised to the power n. So if you raise this left hand side to the power n, you have to raise this right hand side to the power n also. यदि यहाँ लेफ्ट साइडमा x to the power n भयो भने राइट ह्यान्ड साइड पनि के हुनु पर्यो होल टु द पावर n हुनु पर्छ ठीक छ सो इट बिकम्स x होल टु द पावर n is equal to ky होल टु द पावर n right now let us simplify it or x to the power n is equal to now this power n is for both k as well as y so it is k to the power n into y to the power n is that clear so now what is k here k is a constant of variation so k to the power n is also constant so this is equal to k to the power n will be replaced by proportional sign that is x to the power n proportional to y to the power n so what will be there in the fill in the blanks x to the power n is proportional to what it is y to the power n so I think you have understood it so you can copy it now we'll do the next question now so now we'll do the next question that is this is also fill in the blanks question number 6c number 3 if x is proportional to y and x proportional to 1 upon z then y plus z proportional to blank you have to fill in the blanks here okay so now let's do the solution here given is x proportional to y so let us change this proportional sign into equality sign. So how will you change it? X is equal to this right hand side should be multiplied by some constant that is k into y. So where k is a constant of variation okay so now since you have to find out y plus z proportional to fill in the blanks you have to fill in the blanks right since you have to find out y plus z let us find out the value for y from here or what is the value for y here y is equal to this is your x upon k let us mark it number 1 so similarly you can simplify the second relation again what is the second relation out here x is proportional to z or x is equal to m into z so within bracket you have to write where m is a constant of variation okay so now here also since y plus z is there let us find out the value for z from here or what is the value for z z is equal to this is x upon m suppose this is number 2 now since you have to get y plus z so let us add these 1 and 2 so adding 1 and 2 what do we get you have to add those left hand side is equal to you have to add those right hand sides okay so let us write here adding 1 and 2 adding 1 and 2 so let us add this left hand side this is y plus z so therefore y plus z is equal to add those right hand sides now that is x upon k plus x upon m this is your x upon m is that clear now so you can take common on the right hand side or this is y plus z is equal to here x is common within bracket what do we get 1 upon k plus 1 upon m actually what is this 1 upon k plus 1 upon m since this k and m are constant this 1 upon k plus 1 upon m is also constant, right? So or y plus z is equal to constant multiplied by x. Is that clear now? So now this is equal to constant can be replaced by proportional sign. So here you can write or y plus z is proportional to x. So this is your answer. So what will be in the blank here? That is y plus z proportional to x. So that is your answer. So I think you have understood it. So you can copy it. We'll do the next question now. Now we'll do the next question, that is question number 17. This is short answer type question, SA. It is abbreviated as SA, that is short answer type question, and this question carries 2 marks. Okay, so question number 1 is if x is proportional to y square, and what is given here? Y is equal to 2a when x is equal to a. Let us find out the relation between x and y. So what is the relation given out here? X is directly proportional to y square, and it is also given that y is equal to 2a when x is equal to a, right? So you have to get the relation between x and y. X and y ma chai kasto khale sambandha cha, or you have to find out the equation in terms of x and y. Okay, so here given is, so what is given here? X is proportional to y square, right? So now x is equal to, now always convert this proportional sign into equality so that it will be easier for you to simplify it. Okay, so x is equal to k into y square. So where k is a constant of variation, where k is a constant of variation, where k is a constant of variation. Okay, so now in this case it is x is equal to ky square. Okay, now here the value is given. So the values are y is equal to 2a when x is equal to a. Okay, so or you can put the value here. What is x here? A is equal to k into what is y whole square? It is 2a whole square. Or a is equal to, this is k into 2a whole square is 4a square. Or you can get the value for k in this case, or this 4a square is taken to the left hand side. So it is a upon 4a square is equal to k. So here a and square gets cancels. So what are the values? What is the value for k? K is equal to 1 upon 4a. Now where will you put this value of k so that we can get the relation between x and y? So you can put the value for k is equal to 1 upon 4a in this relation, that is x is equal to ky square. Now x is equal to ky square, right? Now put the value for k in this case. So x is equal to 1 upon 4a into y square. Now we can do cross multiplication. Below x there is 1. Now if you cross multiply, you will get y square is equal to 4ax. This is the required relation between x and y. So what is the relation between x and y? That is y square is equal to 4ax. So you can copy it. So we'll do the next question. So अब हामी गर्दैछौं 17 को number 2. The question is if x is proportional to y, y is proportional to z and z proportional to x. So in this case the three variables are x, y and z, and the three relations are given. One is x is proportional to y, second one y is proportional to z, and the third one z is proportional to x. So let us find out the product of these three. Let us find the product of three non-zero constant. Okay, so यो proportional sign लाई चाहिँ हामीले is equal to मा चेन्ज गर्नै पर्छ. ठीक छ? The first relation के छ? अब यसको solution x proportional to y. So or x is equal to k into y. Let us mark it number 1. So you have to write within bracket where k is a constant of variation, or you may write this is the non-zero constant. You zero hunu bhaina. Where k is a non-zero constant also you can write it. Okay. So again, what is the other relation? What is the second relation? It is y proportional to z, or y is equal to mz. So suppose this is number 2, right? Where m is a non-zero constant. You may write where m is a non-zero constant also, right? So what is the third one? Third one is, what is the third relation? Next relation, z proportional to x, or here also z is equal to n into x, where n is a non-zero constant. Let us mark it as number 3, where n is a non-zero constant, where n is a non-zero constant. So I think you have understood it. So you have to find the product of the 3 non-zero constant. So which are the 3 non-zero constant out here? It is k, m and n. So you can multiply all these 3. So multiplying 1, 2 and 3. So multiplying 1, 2 and 3, what do we get? You multiply all this left hand side here from 1 and 2, 1, 2 and 3. This is x, y, z, right? So therefore x, y, z is equal to, again multiply all these right hand sides from 1, 2 and 3 again here also. So it is ky. So ky into mz into nx. So this is your nx. Is that clear? So in the next step you write x, y, z is equal to, now multiply this right hand side. What do we get? K, m, n into x, y, z. From both the sides you can cancel this x, y, z. That is, it becomes 1 is equal to k, m, n, or k, m, n is equal to 1. So what is the product of 3 non-zero constant? Actually this k, m and n are 3 non-zero constant. So what is their product? Which is equal to 1. So write down, therefore product of 3 non-zero constants is equal to 1. So this is the answer. So you can copy it. So this is also very, very important question, right? So we'll do the next question now. So अब हामी क्वेशन नंबर 17 को नंबर 3 गर्न गइरहेका छौं. If x is proportional to 1 upon y and y proportional to 1 upon z, let us find if there be any relation of direct or inverse relation between x and z. So what is given here? X is proportional to 1 upon y and y is proportional to 1 upon z. Is there any relation between x and z, and how is it related? Whether x and z are in direct variation or x and z are in inverse variation. You have to check it. Okay. Now the solution is, so here given is x proportional to 1 upon y. So let us change this proportional sign into equality sign, or x is equal to k into 1 upon y, where k is a constant. So where k is a constant, right? So let us cross multiply it. So xy is equal to k. So let us get the value for y. So y is equal to, this is k upon x. Let us mark it as number 1, right? Again y is proportional to 1 upon z. Now this proportional sign can be converted into equality sign. So or y is equal to, this is m into 1 upon z. So within bracket what do we write? where m is a constant of variation, where m is a constant of variation. Is that clear now? Now what will you do? In this case, instead of y, you have to put the value for y from 1. What is the value for y? Y is equal to k upon x. So it is k upon x is equal to m upon z. Is that clear? So we can do cross multiplication, or mx is equal to kz, right? Or x is equal to k by m into z. So now how are they related? How are these x and z related? You know that k by m is a constant. You know that, isn't it? So k by m is a constant. So is equal to constant can be replaced by proportional sign. That is, x is proportional to z. That is, x is directly proportional to z. That is, x and z are in direct variation. Because in this case, if x increases, z increases. If x decreases, z also decreases, right? So therefore, x and z are in direct variation. So x is proportional to z बनेको नहीं, x is directly proportional to z, or x varies as z, x varies as z बनेको नहीं, x and z are in direct variation. So this is the answer. So how are these x and z related? X and z are in direct variation. That means when x increases, z increases. When x decreases, z also decreases. So this is the answer. So we'll do the next question again. Now we'll do question number 17, number 4. The question is, if x is proportional to yz and y is proportional to zx, let us show that z is a non-zero constant. You have to prove that z is a non-zero constant. That is, z is equal to constant. You have to prove it. Okay. The solution is x is proportional to yz, right? So let us convert this proportional sign into equality sign. X is equal to kyz. So where k is a constant. Since in this case you have to prove that z is a non-zero constant, let us get the value for z. Or what is the value for z now? Z is equal to x upon ky. Suppose this is number 1, right? So again, what is the second relation here? The second relation here is, again, this is y proportional to zx, okay, or y is equal to mzx. So within bracket, where m is a constant of variation, where m is a constant of variation. Is that clear now? So now here also you get the value for z. Or what is the value for z in this case? Z is equal to y divided by mx. So let us mark it as number 2. So I think you have understood it. Now since you have to prove that z is a non-zero constant, you have to prove z is equal to constant, right? So what will you do with this 1 and 2? You can multiply them. So multiplying 1 and 2, what do we get? So multiplying 1 and 2. So what do we get? If you multiply 1 and 2, now in this case you have to multiply this left hand side. Z into z is z square. So z square is equal to, you have to multiply those right hand sides also. What is there on the right hand side of number 1 is x upon ky into, this is y upon mx. Y upon mx, right? So here x is cancels, y gets cancels. Or z square is equal to 1 upon km, or what is the value for only z? It is plus minus within square root 1 upon km. So it is a constant quantity, right? Because since k and m are both constants, so plus minus root over 1 upon km is also constant. So in this case, this is z is equal to constant. So I think I've understood it. So you can write hence Z is a non-zero constant. Hence Z is a non-zero constant. Hence Z is a non-zero constant. That is proved. So you can copy it. Now we'll do the next question now. Now we'll do question number 5, that is number 17 ko number 5 गर्दैछौं अब हामी. If B varies directly as A cube, B is directly proportional to A cube and A increases in the ratio of 2:3. So here A increases in the ratio of 2:3. A चाहिँ कसो पाराले increase हुँदैछ? A कसो पाराले बढ्दैछ? In the ratio 2:3. Okay, A increases in the ratio 2:3. Let us find in what ratio B will be increased. If A increases in the ratio of 2:3, you have to find out in what ratio B will be increased. In what ratio B will be increased. Okay, so now it is given that since A increases in the ratio, since A increases in the ratio of 2:3, therefore you can write A1 is to A2. हामी दुईटा लियौं. दुईटा लिँदा फेरि यो A लाई नै हामीले दुई भागमा डिभाइड गर्यौं, that is A1 र A2 मा डिभाइड गर्यौं, which is equal to कति भयो? 2:3. A1 2 ले इन्क्रिज भयो भने A2 कतिले इन्क्रिज हुन्छ? 3 ले इन्क्रिज हुन्छ भनेको यो. यदि A1 2 ले बढ्यो भने A2 कतिले बढ्छ? 3 ले बढ्छ. भयो? त A1 4 भयो भने A2 कति हुन्छ? 6. If it is multiplied by 2, this also should be multiplied by 2. यदि A1 यहाँ 4 भयो भने A2 के हुन्छ? 6, like that. Okay? So you can write it in terms of fraction. That is A1 upon A2 is equal to this is A1 upon A2 is equal to this is 2 upon 3. Right? Now you have to find out in what ratio B will increased. You have to find out in what ratio B will be increased. Okay? Now let us assume that B will be increased in the ratio B1 is to B2. In the ratio B1 is to B2. Okay? Now by question, what is the condition given? The condition here is B is proportional to A cube, right? Now let us convert this proportional sign into equality sign. So here you can write B is equal to KA cube, where K is a constant of variation. Where K is a constant of variation, right? So now, therefore, since instead of A we have written here A1 A2, and instead of B we have written here B1 B2. So if this B1, if this B is replaced by B1, then A is replaced by A1, right? If B is replaced by B2, then this A should be replaced by A2. Okay, so it is B1 is equal to KA cube, KA1 cube. If B is replaced by B1, then this A should be replaced by A1. Suppose this is number 1, and if this B is replaced by B2, then this A should be replaced by A2, right? So it is A2 cube. So this is number 2, right? So now you have to find out in what ratio B will be increased. And we have assumed that B will be increased in the ratio of B1 is to B2. That means you have to find out B1 upon B2. That is, you have to divide this 1 by 2. So write down dividing 1 by 2. So dividing 1 by 2. So divide 1 by 2. Write down left hand side of number 1 in the numerator divided by B2 is equal to KA13 divided by KA23. Okay, so here KK gets cancels, or this is your B1 upon B2 is equal to, since both this numerator and the denominator contains whole cube, you can write it within whole cube, that is A1 upon A2 whole cube, right? So now put the value for A1 upon A2. What is A1 upon A2 in this case? It is 2 by 3, isn't it? What is A1 upon A2 here? It is 2 upon 3. Understood? So now write down. So therefore B1 upon B2 is equal to A1 by A2 means 2 by 3. So this is 2 by 3 whole cube, right? Or B1 upon B2 is equal to, this is 8 by 27. So what is the ratio now? B1 is to B2 is equal to 8 is to 27. That is, B will be increased in what ratio? 8 is to 27. So therefore B will be increased in the ratio 8 is to 27. So this is the final answer. So this also, this question is also very, very important. Okay, you can copy it. So we'll do the next question now. So now we'll do this question from Madhyamik Pariksha 2017, and this question is very, very important, right? त हामीले जति पनि यहाँ किताबमा प्रब्लम्सहरु थियो सबै नै सकायौं, त तिमीले घरमा यो सबै रिभिजन गर्नु, बुझ्यौ? त यस्तो टाइपको क्वेशन बुकमा पनि छ है, सो आई थिंक यू क्यान डु इट अल्सो। तर म यो क्वेशन गरिदिँदै छु, ठीक छ? यो एउटा क्वेशन चाहिँ म गरिदिन्छु, अरु त्यहाँ तपाईको 2018 मा पनि छ क्वेशन, 2019 को त मेरोमा छैन क्वेशन पेपर, त 2020 को पनि छ। त त्यसमा जुन चाहिँ भेरिएसन च्याप्टरबाट क्वेशनहरु दिएको छ तिमीले सबै सक्छौ, म तिमीलाई त्यो होमवर्क दिन्छु, ठीक छ? अन्त 2019 को माध्यमिक परीक्षा चाहिँ खोजेर तिमीले आफै गर्नु। I think you can do that question from 2019 also. Okay, so let's do this Madhyamik Pariksha 2017. This question is from Madhyamik Pariksha 2017. The number is 7 number 2. The question is, the total expenses of hostel are partly constant and partly vary directly as the number of boarders. So here ke bhandaisa bhandabari, the total expenses of a hostel are partly constant and partly vary directly as the number of boarders. So here ke bhandaisa यहाँ question ma, the total expenses of a hostel is divided into two parts. One part is a constant and the other part varies directly as the number of boarders. Is that clear? Next, when the number of boarders are 120 and 100, the total expenses are rupees 2000 and rupees 1700 respectively. So when the number of boarders are 120, what is the total expense of the hostel? It is rupees 2000, right? But when the number of boarders is 100, what is the total expense in that case? It is rupees 1700. Okay, now we have to find out what will be the number of boarders when the total expenses is rupees 1880. तो यदि hostel को total expenses say rupees 1880 छ भने, what will be the number of boarders? You have to find it. Is the question clear to all of you? Okay, now first sentence में के दिएको छ भन्दाखेरि, the total expenses of a hostel are partly constant and partly vary as the number of boarders, right? That means the total expenses is divided into two parts. One part is constant and the other part varies directly as the number of boarders, right? So let us write down, let capital E be the total expenses of a hostel. So this is the solution. Let capital E be the total expenses of a hostel. Right? Now, by question, this total expense E is divided into two parts. Let the two parts be A and B here. So therefore, E is equal to A plus B. So in this case, one part is constant. Suppose A is constant here, where A is a constant. So A remains fixed out here. And the other part means, which is the other part here? B. B varies as the number of borders. That is, V varies as the number of borders, where N denotes the number of borders. Where N denotes the number of borders, right? That is, the other part of the expense E varies directly as the number of borders. That is B proportional to N, where N denotes the number of borders, right? So now this proportional sign can be converted into is equal to sign. So B is equal to K into N, where K is a constant of variation. Where K is a constant of variation, right? So suppose this equation, that is E is equal to A plus B, this is a relation. Let us mark it at number 1. Now you can put the value for B in 1, isn't it? So therefore E is equal to A is fixed here, plus what is the value for B here? It is Kn. Suppose this is number 2. That is, here this is the important relation, that is E is equal to A plus Kn. This is very, very important relation, right? So it is marked as number 2. So this is the relation from the first part, okay? So now what is given? When the number of borders is 120, then the total expense is rupees 2000. So therefore, when N is equal to 120, then what is the total expense? E is equal to, it is rupees 2000. Is that clear? जब number of borders 120 छ भने total expense कति हुँदैछ rupees 2000. That is N is equal to 120. When N is equal to 120, then E is equal to rupees 2000. So let us put the value in number 2. That is E भनेको 2000. What is A? A is fixed. K is also fixed. What is the number of borders N? What is the value for N? That is 120. अब हामी राइट को लेफ्ट मा लेख्छौं, लेफ्ट को कहाँ लेख्छौं? राइट मा लेख्छौं. त सबै टर्म्स यो राइट साइड को सबै टर्म लेफ्ट साइड मा लेख्दै छौं, अनि यो लेफ्ट साइड को सबै टर्म राइट साइड मा लेख्दै छौं भने हामीले साइन चेन्ज गर्न पर्दैन. त जस्ट के लेख्छौं हामी यहाँ? A plus 120K is equal to 2000. Suppose this is marked as number 3. Is that clear to all of you? So I think you have understood it. Now again you have to form the second equation. What is the second equation? How can you form the second equation here? Again, when the number of borders is 100, what is the total expense? It is 1700. So again N is equal to 100, then E is equal to rupees 1700, right? So where will you put these values of N and E? You will put these values in number 2. So therefore, in number 2, what is E? E is 1700 or 1700 is equal to A is fixed plus K into what is N? This is 100, right? अब फेरि पनि हामी राइट साइड को सबै लेफ्ट साइड मा लेख्छौं, लेफ्ट साइड को सबै राइट साइड मा लेख्छौं. त साइन चेन्ज गर्न पर्दैन. त A plus 100K is equal to 1700. So let us mark it number 4. So I think you have understood it. So you can copy it. Now we will solve these two equations. Now let us solve these two equations. That is equation 3 and equation 4. So now write down solving equations 3 and 4. So because in this case we need the values of A and K. So what is equation number 3? It is A plus 120K is equal to 2000. And what is the equation number 4? That is A plus 100K is equal to, this is your 1700. So you can subtract it. Minus A gets cancels. 120K minus 100K will be 20K is equal to 003. That is your 300. So what is the value for K now? K is equal to 300 divided by 20. 0 gets cancels. So it is 15, right? So what is the value for K here? So K is equal to 15. Now let us get the value for A. Putting the value of K in number 4. Let us substitute the value of K in equation 4. That is A plus 100K is equal to 1700. A plus 100 into what is K? 15 is equal to 1700. Or A plus, this is your 1500 is equal to 1700. So let us get the value for A now. So therefore what is A now? A is equal to 1700 minus 1500, right? It is 1500, or A is equal to, how much is it now? A is equal to 1700 minus 1500 will give you 200. So we have got both the values of A as well as K. Now put these values of A and K in equation 2. What was equation 2? E is equal to A plus Kn. Now write down, putting the values of A and K in equation 2. So what was equation 2? It was E is equal to A plus Kn. E is equal to A plus Kn. Let us substitute the value out here. So or E is equal to, what was A? A is 200 plus what is K? K is 15, and here this is N. So this is the important relation. Now from this relation you can find out the number of borders, that is the value for N, when the total expense is rupees 1880. Okay, so therefore N is equal to question mark, when the total expense, that is E, is equal to rupees, it is 1880. Now let us solve it. So what will be the value for N when the total expense is rupees 1880, right? So therefore, so in this relation you put E is equal to 1880 is equal to 200 plus this is your 15N, right? So let us solve it to get the value for N. Or 1880 minus 200 is equal to 15N, right? Or now let us subtract it. 0, 8 minus 0 is 8, 8 minus 6, 1680 is equal to 15N. So 15 is taken to the left hand side. It is 1680 divided by 15 is equal to N. So now we can divide it. 15 lekela divided so 1680 lie. So 15 ones are 15, right? So 16 minus 15 is 1, 18. 15 ones are 15, 3, 0, 30. 15 twos are 30. So 15 ones are 15, 112. That means what is the value for N? N is equal to 112. So we have got the required number of borders when the total expenses is rupees 1880. So what will be the number of borders when the expense is rupees 1880? The required number of borders is equal to 112. So this is the correct answer. Therefore, so number of borders So number of borders is equal to 112. So this is the final answer. So this question is very, very important. You can revise it at home. So others question from the Madhyamik Pariksha, I'll give you the homework, right? So you can do them, right? So you can copy it. Now I'll give you the homework. So now these are your homework. So you can copy the question. This is from Madhyamik Pariksha 2018. One number 2. If x is proportional to y, then which is the correct option? You have to choose the correct option. This is the multiple choice question, right? Number A, x square proportional to y cube. B, x cube proportional to y square. C, x proportional to y square. D, x square is proportional to y square. So which is the correct option? You have to choose the correct answer. This is multiple choice question. So this question is from the book. We have just done it. Okay, so it carries 1 mark, right? So second one is 7b. If x is proportional to y and y proportional to z, then prove that x square plus y square plus z square is proportional to xy plus yz plus zx. You can do it also. So it carries 3 marks. Okay, so next, Madhyamik Pariksha 2020. For number 3 is if x is proportional to y, y proportional to z and z proportional to x, you have to find out the product of the 3 variation constant. Just now we did it. Okay, त हामीले अगाडि नै यो गरिसकेको छ यो क्वेशन चाहिँ हो बुकबाटै छ ठीक छ. So you can do it. This question carries 2 marks. Okay, short answer type question. Next, 7 number 2. If a is proportional to b and b is proportional to c, then you have to prove that a cube plus b cube plus c cube is proportional to thrice abc. You can do it also. Okay, so it carries 3 marks. So next one is MP, Madhyamik Pariksha 2017, that is for number 4. It carries 2 marks. We have done this type of question previously. Okay, हामीले अगाडि क्लासमा यो गरिसकेका छौं. ठीक छ? For number 4 is if x is proportional to yz and y proportional to zx, then show that z is a non-zero constant and it carries 2 marks. Okay, so you can copy it, you can copy the question and you can do it at home. I think you can do it. Okay, so if you can do it, you can write down the comment. Okay, यदि तिमीले गर्न सकेनौ भने म गर्दिनै छु, तर तिमीले कमेन्टमा लेख्नुपर्छ गर्नु सकेन भनेर. ठीक छ? Or you can call me also, right? So you can copy it. So this much is for today. त आज हामीले जति पनि प्रब्लम्सहरु गर्यौ सबै रिभिजन गर्ने. यो भेरिएसन च्याप्टर इज कम्प्लिट. बुझ्यौ? त भेरिएसन च्याप्टर चाहिँ तिमीको कम्प्लिट भयो. त नेक्स्ट अनलाइन क्लासमा चाहिँ म तिमीलाई पार्टनरशिप बिजनेस गराउने छु. त अहिलेसम्म हामीले जति पनि प्रब्लम्सहरु गर्यौं यो सबै घरमा तिमीले राम्रोसँग रिभिजन गर्नु. त तिमीले बुझेनौ भने फेरि तिमीले त्यो पर्टिकुलर च्याप्टरको भिडियोलाई तिमीले रिपिट गर्न सक्नेछौ अनि फेरि तिमीले बुझ्ने चेष्टा गर्नु. तर मैले अस्ति नै भनिसके तिमीले त्यो भिडियो हेर्दा चाहिँ सुरुदेखि अन्तसम्म राम्रोसँग ध्यान लगाएर हेर्नुपर्छ. केही नलेख्नु पनि. त्यही त्यो ध्यान लगाएर हेरिसकेपछि मात्र तिमीले फेरि त्यसलाई रिपिट गर्दा चाहिँ एउटा खाता र पेन लिएर बस्ने अनि तिमीले गर्न सक्छौ. So I think you can understand it. Okay, so this much is for today. So in the next online class we'll do partnership business, right?